Hello everyone, my name is Vinitha S. from final year BCA department. Today we are going to discuss about the fundamental duties as an Indian citizen. The fundamental duties are defined as the moral obligations of all citizens to help to promote a spirit of patriotism and uphold the unity of India. As citizens of India, we are enjoying fundamental rights, but our job does not end there. We are also expected to perform certain fundamental duties. Citizens of the country have to perform their duties properly if we need to function well as a country. These fundamental duties helps in the promotion of a sense of discipline and commitment towards the nation. They helps in realizing national goals by the active participation of citizens. There are 11 fundamental duties in India. Originally, the fundamental duties of India was not part of Indian constitution. In fact, they were added by the 42nd and 48th Constitutional Amendment Acts. Let us discuss the duties one by one. The first one is to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. It is the duty of every citizen to respect the ideals which include liberty, justice, equality, fraternity, and institutions, namely executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Hence, all of us are supposed to maintain the dignity of the Constitution by not indulging in any activities which violate them in letter or spirit. It also states that if a citizen by any overt or covert act shows disrespect to the Constitution, the national anthem, or the national flag, it would spell doom to all our rights and very existence as citizens of a sovereign nation. Second fundamental duty is to cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired the national struggle for freedom. The citizen of India must cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired the national struggle for freedom. These ideals were those of building a just society and a united nation with freedom, equality, non-violence, brotherhood, and world peace. If the citizen of India remain conscious of all and committed to these ideals, we will be able to rise above the various separatist tendencies raising their ugly head now and then, here and there. The third one is to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. It is one of the prominent nation obligations of all the citizens of India. India is a vast and diverse nation with different caste, religion, sex, and linguistic people. If freedom and unity of the country are jeopardized, then united nation is not possible. Hence, in a way of sovereignty lies with the people. It may be recalled that these were first mentioned in preamble and also under 19 of fundamental rights. Reasonable restrictions are permitted on the freedom of speech and expression in the interest of sovereignty and integrity of India. Fourth one is to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. It is the duty of every citizen to defend our country against external enemies. All the citizens are bound to be conscious of any of such elements entering India, and also when in need, they should be ready to take up arms to defend themselves. It is addressed to all the citizens other than those belonging to army, navy, and the air force. Fifth one is to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of woman. Given the vast diversities among people, the presence of one flag and single citizenship strengthens the spirit of brotherhood among the citizens. It states that people should rise above narrow cultural difference and strive towards excellence in all spheres of collective activity. Sixth duty is to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Our culture heritage is one of the noblest and richest. It is also part of the heritage of the earth. Hence, it is our duty to protect what we have inherited from the past, to preserve it, and to pass on to the future generation. India is also one of the most ancient civilizations of the world. Our contribution towards arts, science, and literature is well known to the world. Also, this land is the birth of Hinduism, Jainism, and Buddhism. Seventh one is to protect, improve the natural environment including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have a compassion for living creatures. These natural reserves are the most valuable assets of our country. Hence, it is the duty of every citizen to protect it. Rising population, large scale degradation of earth is causing immense harm to the human lives on earth. Increasing natural calamities is a proof to it. It is also reinforced in the Constitution provision under Article 48A that directive principles of the state policies, which states that to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forest and wildlife. Eighth one is to develop the scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform. It is a well known fact that it is necessary to learn from the experience and developments around the world for our own development. It is the duty of every citizen to protect and promote scientific temper and spirit of inquiry to keep pace with a fast changing world. Ninth fundamental duty is to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. It is unfortunate that in a country which preaches non-violence to rest of the world, we ourselves see from time to time incidents of senseless violence and destruction of public property. Among all the fundamental duties, this one holds a great significance in current scenario. When strike, protest, etc. have become a common phenomenon, whenever there is a strike or band or rally, mob develops mentality to harm public properties like buses, buildings, and to loot them, and the citizens who are protectors become mute spectators. Tenth fundamental duty is to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activities so that the nation constantly rises to higher level of achievement. As responsible citizen, whatever work we take up should be directed towards achieving the goal of excellence so that our country constantly rises to higher level of achievement. This closes potential to not only regenerate and reconstruct the country, but also to rise it to highest possible level of excellence. The last fundamental duty is that who is a parent or a guardian should provide opportunities for education to his or her child, or as the case may be what, between age 6 to 14 years. It was the recommendation of National Commission to review the working of Constitution to make education as a fundamental right of all the children up to age 14. That's all about this topic. Thank you.